That was smart of them to stay open. Okay. Another question they have. Do you remember rain before air conditioning?
Oh, yes.
And what was that like?
Oh, hot.
That seems obvious.
Hot. Oh, yes.
So when did y'all get air conditioning in the house?
Ooh, that was after I married.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
So 1950s?
About that time, I would say yes. Honey, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be 80 on the 1st. I've been around.
Well, it looked great. I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay. Were there popular radio stations that people listened to?
Well, I tell you what, in the country we didn't have electricity.
No electricity. When did y'all get electricity?
Ooh, it was after I married.
Okay. So you were an
And
adult.
Oh yeah.
So if y'all wanted to, did Mervyn Khan have electricity?
Now, you know, I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say yes. I would say they had,
Okay.
you know, but they were early settlers. I mean, they were some of the earliest ones, I think.
Right. Yeah, they were to this area.
Yeah.
So no radio. Wow. So to get news and stuff, you guys would have to rely on newspaper?
Well, we had a radio. It was run by battery when it ran, when it worked.
Yeah.
You know, we did. In fact, we couldn't listen to music. I loved to dance.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was a fabulous dancer. And my mama, she had 2 left feet. So he would make me put my 2 feet on top of his 2 feet. And we danced to French music. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he was teaching me how to dance. So that's how come I know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have electricity in the country until probably I was 17 or 18 years old.
Wow. So when the radio did work, did you get...
Well, we had a battery radio,
Right.
you know, and like I said, we could play it for maybe half hour, an hour, but then, you
The
know.
battery would go out. And there would be French music on the radio?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it was like local musicians?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's so neat.
In fact, about what? It was across the field, though, from us. We were near the road. They were way in the woods. There were some Alimon boys, and they were all musically inclined, you know, all of them. And we'd have little barn dances. Oh, they had fun.
Oh, wow.
They had fun.
Okay, so when did you see your first television? So it must have been when you were 17 also?
Oh, well, yeah, I was married.
Oh, wow.
And I must have been 21, 22, maybe.
And what was one of the first TV shows you watched?
What was the first TV show? I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I can't remember.
Okay. When you were growing up, do you remember anything like big that happened to the development or anything that changed the town?
Mm-mm.
No. Where was the movie theater?
Do you know, Rain?
No, not really.
No. Main Street at the light,
Mhm.
you know, coming from Lafayette.
Mhm.
When you get on Main Street, there's a light, and there's you pass over the track. Well, it's, you know, it's not this block, but the next block. That would be the
So it was
focal
downtown.
point. No, it was because you drive right across.
Oh, okay.
Right across.
So about the only things to do in Rain was to go to the store, Mervyn Khan, and the movie theater?
The movie theater, yeah, they always had the movie, that I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had the movie theater. And people came shopping on Saturday because they worked all week.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think was the biggest event ever to happen to Rain? It could be the highway, a political, something with the economy. That's a tough one.
It is tough. Because you see, I really didn't live in Rain, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was Rain, the address was Rain,
Right.
but it was north, you know.
So it was more rural, more
Oh,
country?
yeah, it was more country.
Okay.
But we came every Saturday night.
Saturday night to go to the barn dances and go downtown?
Well, not say the barn dance, you know, but to the movies.
Mm. What was your favorite movie that you like to come see?
Well, we came on Saturday. That's the only time we could come because we didn't have to work on Monday. We came on Saturday and it was always Cabo show. So it was Roy Rogers and Gene Autry.
Okay, all right. So now we need to talk about Mervyn Khan. What is your first memory of the store? Did you go there as a child? Did your parents bring you?
Yes. We did. Was shopping for clothing. Mother sewed and as it ended up, I worked in clothing. You know, buying piece goods and accessories and stuff.
So you were there all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. So what were the different sections of the store? There was a lingerie section, a piece goods section, and
The shoe department,
shoe.
a children's department, a ready-to-wear men's clothing.
Was there like a section where you can get dishes, houseware stuff?
Yeah. Hardware, in the hardware department.
And you said you didn't really remember the grocery store.
I know they had one, but when they went strictly, you know, people wanted better things, you know. Well, that's when they did away with the grocery department. I remember when they did away with the grocery department.
So they didn't have it for very long.
I couldn't tell you for how long,
Okay.
but like I said, I was there when they did away from the grocery department. They wanted to expand, as I'm just assuming this, with the clothing department, you know, like everybody sold when there was a wedding, or they made all the wedding things, but then after that, Mervyn Khan came in, you know. They had 3 or 4 seamstresses, I remember.
So you could buy the fabric there and then also get seamstress to make what you need there? Oh, wow, that's neat. So would you say the store was a place where people went for everyday things or just special occasion things?
No, for everyday thing and special things, everything, well, no, like, they catered to the different status of people, you know what I mean? If you had money, you could buy something. If you had just so much to spend, you could buy something. If you had very little, you still could do, you know. No, I think they catered to almost.
Were there any
every
other
time.
stores like that here?
There was one, that was on the other corner. They were all nice people, but they didn't carry as much. They didn't have as much of a variety as.
Is there
And then it was like a conglomerate that owned them, where Mervyn Kahn was just Mervyn Kahn
Okay.
people.
All right, so that was more family owned.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember have any like particular special item that came from the store?
What you mean?
Like maybe like a special doll or something that you wanted that your parents got you from the store, or
When I was a young child, no, I can't remember. I know we always had little gifts Christmas time, but where Mom bought it, I don't remember that. No.
What about when you got married? Did your wedding gown and things come from there?
It was a small wedding, and yeah, I just bought a dress, just a new dress.
It came from. Oh
yeah.
wow. Did your family ever go outside of town to buy things instead of? No, never.
No. They didn't have the time,
Yeah. And if everything was at Mervyn Collins, why not?
And at first they didn't have a truck.
Mm-hmm.
They had a wagon,
Mm-hmm.
and that takes time,
Yeah.
And they didn't have the roads that they have today.
Oh, that's
My grandfather was the one that had the first syrup mill
Wow.
in Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bellin told me that. I didn't know that. Oh, I knew, yes, because I remember going to the syrup mill, and we drink the wine.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
It was a syrup wine?
Well, no, but they call it wine. It wasn't wine, but it was not, it hadn't gotten to be the syrup yet,
Oh,
It wasn't so sweet and sticky like syrup is.
Do they still make that?
I have no idea. I have no clue whether
Sounds
this is.
interesting. Did you still shop there until it closed in the 1980s?
Yes, I did.
And what items would you go to get? Everything you needed?
Everything I needed.
So you never went into town or Lafayette to get anything?
No, not until after I quit working,
Okay. And the only other store that really competed with Conn's was Wilds, you said?
Wow.
And it's W-I-L-D-S?
Isn't it W-I-L-L-E-S? Wiles? It doesn't have a D, I know.
Okay. And did the store ever have a place to eat in it? Or no?
I don't think so. Not that I remember.
And would you say people went there just to socialize and kind of browse, or did they just go there to shop?
I think both.
Both.
Let's say in the earlier years, not too many people had cars, and that was one thing, And like us, we got to come to town only on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm. So on Saturdays, was it packed in there?
Oh yeah. And you were lucky if you could get waited on, I tell you.
When you worked there, was it still packed on Saturdays?
Not as much.
Not as much.
Not
Because
as
people could come more during the week.
They could come more during the week. They had cars,
Mm-hmm.